Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Black Friday Live. I'm your host, Dr. Mateen Diop, and as usual, we have some exciting guests for you today. On the couch, I have the lovely ladies of Alpha Pi Zeta chapter of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. How y'all doing?
We're doing great. How are you? Right? You did. You did.
Okay. All right, before we start now, I want you to introduce yourself. So you go ahead and start and introduce yourself.
My name is Charlene Richardson. I'm the president of the chapter.
Okay.
And I am Tracy DeBose, the second vice president of the chapter and the program chair.
Okay.
I'm Cal Epperson, the Stark's Nest prenatal care facilitator.
Wow, okay. So you're here today because we have a couple of things we want to talk to you about at Black Friday Live. So we want to talk about the candidate forum you're doing for the mayoral race, but I want to start with this official Fiesta event. You have a track meet. Did I say that right?
That is correct.
So talk about what does that track meet look like? You said it's an official Fiesta event. What is that all about?
It is a Fiesta event that we host every year. We partner up with the San Antonio Fiesta Commission, and we have the annual track meet, which is hosted by the Zeta Phi Beta Alpha Pi Zeta Foundation and the Alpha Pi Zeta chapter. We have kids ranging from the ages of 5 through 12, boys and girls. We solicit the schools. Individuals can come or groups to participate in track meets. They have the 100-yard dash. Okay. We have the relay, different events like that. It starts at 9 o'clock and it's over with at 1. Wow. We do have on-site registration from 7:30 to about 8:50 a.m. and it's $3.
$3.
Yes.
So, I mean, you could do a lot of things to raise money, and organizations do it all the time, but why a track meet? Where did that come from? Where did that idea come from?
Go ahead.
Historically, we wanted to do something different, okay. And so a lot of people focus on the older children, so we wanted to focus on the younger ones, because obviously during Fiesta, there isn't a lot of options for our younger Fiesta participants. So it's free for families, it's a family-friendly event, and so anybody who wants to observe can come. It's free of charge.
Wow. Okay, so have you in the past, seen any Usain Bolts or any of them Gail Devers that came out of the Zeta track meet?
Oh yeah. Even the youngest ones look like they're fast.
Really? Really? So are y'all, I know you're hosting it, but
yes.
Are y'all judges or anything like that, or you just there making sure it goes okay?
It is just for fun.
Okay.
Everybody gets a participant award, and then of course we award the winners of each heat of the races. So no, there's no judging taking place. It's just to prepare for physical fitness and to encourage everybody to come out.
You're not keeping time and all that
stuff?
Oh,
yes, we do.
Okay,
yes.
Go first,
yes.
Yes. But as far as judging the children, no.
Okay, so how does one sign up to be a participant in the track meet?
You can go to our website at the Alpha Pi Zeta Foundation at gmail.com. Okay. And you can register on site and I think register online. Okay. And like I said, you can pay through PayPal.
So there's no stipulation about I have to have a coaching with me, I have to bring a team. I can do this as an individual?
You can do it as an individual.
Okay. And this is an official Fiesta event?
Yes, April 20th.
April 20th. And where's it going to be?
At the Wheatley Sports Complex.
At the Wheatley Sports Complex. And I can find more information. Give us that website one more time.
Alpha Pi Zeta Foundation at gmail.com.
Alpha Pi Zeta Foundation at gmail.com. So the money that you raise from this, what is that used for, that you raise from the track meet?
We give out scholarships through our Blue Review program and the Mabel Booker Lowry Scholarship. So all monies that we raise on behalf of the foundation will go toward our scholarship program and our community service. We also partner with the March of Dimes, so we give donations to them as well. Okay.
So let me ask you this, and I know we didn't say we were going to talk about this, but you mentioned scholarships. So how does who are eligible? Who are the folks eligible for your scholarships?
For the Mabel Booker Riley Scholarship, we partner with St. Philip's College. Okay. So any young lady, African-American young lady attending St. Philip's College is eligible to apply for our scholarship as long as she's matriculating at the school and has at least a 2.5 GPA.
Yes.
2.5 GPA coming out of high school, African-American female, going to St. Philip's College can apply.
Correct.
Same website, the foundation website?
Yes.
Okay. All right, that's great. That's great news. So Alpha Pi Zeta's track meet, official Fiesta function, which is big in San Antonio. So I think I might want to run this year. Can I run?
You can run on the sidelines, but not with the kids.
I'm sorry, what were the ages again?
5 through 12.
Oh, okay. Just a little bit. My daughter can do it. So
yes,
I'm
bring
her.
her,
It's
please.
going to be a lot of fun. How many kids roughly do you have every year participating?
It depends on the size of the groups. We get a lot of group participation. Okay. Some of those groups run about 20, 30 kids just in the group alone. So when you add about 5 groups plus the individuals, we can get at least 50 to 75
Really?
kids to participate.
Are you soliciting help from any of the other Divine Nine or any other community organization to help?
We did send out flyers to the Divine Nine, and we roughly have about 200 students that participate in the races every year.
Okay, well, I certainly wish you all the luck in the world, so good luck with that. I think I might come, though, just to have my daughter run, because she needs to get out the house. So. All right, so let's switch gears. We're talking to Alpha Pi Zeta sorority, Zeta Phi Beta sorority, incorporated right here in San Antonio, Alpha Pi Zeta chapter.
Yes.
So that's a mouthful. I'm sorry, I just drank some water, so I'm trying to get that right. But we have them on the couch today. We want to kind of switch gears a little bit and talk about the mayoral candidate forum you're hosting. What is that all about?
That is about getting out. We're trying to reach out to people to come and understand about the community and the leaders that want to run for the mayor forum. So we are partnering up with the San Antonio Black Lawyers Association, the Women League of Voters, and the Alphas. Okay. This is going to be held on April the 13th at New Creation Christian Fellowship from 12:30 to 3. Okay. So we're asking people to come out, listen. We need individuals to vote. And that is the key, is to get people to understand what they're voting for and focus on the issues at hand.
Okay. So one of my favorite radio hosts, his name is Joe Madison on Sirius XM. He has this phrase that he says, all politics are local. So I kind of wanted to ask you, with this mayoral candidate forum you're hosting, it seems like you have a passion for local politics. Are there any issues that you see that you hope will come out of your forum that will affect not only us here locally, but actually kind of reach all up to the national level? Anything that you hope to come out of the forum?
Just people to come out and vote and just understand and ask questions. Okay. I don't have one particular thing.
Okay. What about you? I know I'm putting you on the spot. I want to ask. I want to know. I mean, because when we say all politics are local, we're saying, because folks, in 2008 they went out and voted for Obama, former President Obama, large numbers, and then in the midterms, low numbers. So, but I'm hearing this whole thing about politics, politics being local. So we're asking folks to come out and vote for the mayoral candidate, right? Why? What's in it for us locally? I guess that's the biggest question. Why?
Well.
Okay, Joe Madison, I'm a fan.
Okay.
But locally, what's important, and Joe Madison talks about this all the time, is taking action. And how we take action is by first educating, and then push people to go out and vote, and then that's how you get your vote. Okay. So that's the key, education.
Education. So is that an issue that you hope will come out of the forum? So I guess I'm wondering, so why the mayor? Okay, why not the governor's race? Why not the local city council race? Why not the school board race? Why the mayoral race? Why are you pushing all of your resources behind the mayoral race? That's why I'm asking.
Well, the mayor is the leader of San Antonio. Right. So you either need to support him or her, who depending on, and talk about the issues at hand to see if is he actually gonna work for the people.
Okay. Any other comments on that? Y'all are quiet, man. So I'm gonna pull it out of you. So I'm gonna go back to you, and I'm gonna pull. I guess what I'm fishing for is, so we have the huge elections coming up in the city of San Antonio. You have city district council, city council district 2. You have the San Antonio Independent School District school board race going on. You have the mayoral race. So to put your weight, and y'all have a huge weight that you're putting out there, when you put your name and your colors and everything that you do out there for the mayoral candidate, I'm assuming you're not supporting any one candidate with this forum.
No.
Just all of them coming out. So how does the candidate participate in your forum? If I'm a candidate for mayor, how do I participate? Do I just show up?
You just show up.
Okay.
You just show up.
Okay. And so give me the date again.
April 13th.
April 13th.
At 12:30.
12:30.
3.
New Creation Christian Fellowship.
That is correct.
Pastor Claudette Coast.
Yes.
I want to thank everybody for coming out to Black Friday Live. This really has been a fun time talking to the lovely ladies of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. I'm your host, Dr. Mateen Diop, and we will see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. 40% of food in America is never eaten.
It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. Changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Hello, I'm Tony Hendricks, Chief Operating Officer at Lewis Funeral Home. Lewis Funeral Home has been serving San Antonio and surrounding areas for over 100 years. Lewis Funeral Home's ultimate goal is to help those families in their time of need. If your family is ever in need, please feel free to call us at Lewis Funeral Home, 210-227-7281, or check us out on our website at lewisfuneralhome.com.
Nothing to do this week? Don't miss another event. Go to blacksinsanantonio.com for our event calendar. The home of the largest business directory in San Antonio with an African American focus. Sign up today for our weekly e-blast and text message alerts. Help us make this a better community. Connect, empower, grow.
Hey everybody, welcome to Black Friday Live. I'm your host, Dr. Mateen Diop, bringing you the best guests we have to offer here in the city, and today is like none other. Today we're going to have a historical presentation. I can't wait to get into this. We have the organizers of an organization called SAAACAM, and I'm going to let them explain what that means, but welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
So let's start off, introduce yourself and what you do with the organization.
Okay, well, my name is Lahana L.J. Chambers-Lawson. I'm the president of the organization.
And I am Wayman Griffin. I'm a native San Antonian and vice president of the organization.
And SAAACAM, S-A-A-C-A-M. What does that stand for? S-A-A-A.
You left a couple of A's.
Okay, well, that's what I said. I'm going to break that down for me.
There's a cadence that we have adopted for SAAACAM. So it's S-A-A-A-C-A-M.
Okay, I like that. It stands for what?
The San Antonio African American Community Archive and Museum.
Community Archive and Museum. Okay.
Yes.
So let's start there. The San Antonio S-A-A-A-C-A-M. See, I like that. So the Archive and Museum. So we're talking about, are we talking about music, or are we just talking about artifacts? What are we talking about exactly?
There are several components to that. The original plan when we undertook this agenda, this mission, was to make it a digitized museum. That is what is happening around the country at this point in time. But given the historical data that we've been able to acquire as we have gone forward, and we do history harvesting there on site and have people come in and share their family information and bring relics. So we've been somewhat a little bit more balanced and have had actual walkthrough exhibits and things of that nature. But the original plan was to do it digitized. I think for those who have been to perhaps the Schomburg Museum over in New York City and Harlem, a good portion of their presentation is digitized, and the rest are actual physical artifacts that you can really visually see, and there are interactive messages that share what you're looking at.
So the SAAACAM, the brain is the brainchild of who. Where did this passion come from to put this whole thing together?
So this is the brainchild of, we have our two incredible co-founders, Mr. George Frederick and Mr. Everett Fly.
Okay.
And they, together with the Mellon Foundation, UNC Chapel Hill, and the Southern Historical Collective, came together to basically see what we wanted here in San Antonio. We were able to choose of the options. We had a few options with regard to our founding. We could just be a museum. We could just be a digital archive. We wanted a mix of both.
Okay.
So we selected to have the hybrid because that was what we were interested in doing. So that's how we're here today.
Yeah, and certainly I'm a component of that. I'm a publisher by profession. I'm by vocation, I guess you would.
Yeah, you are.
But at the same time, I believe in the benefit of visual. I have this thing even in the Snap newspaper that I publish bi-weekly, this report that I call "A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words," if you will. And because of that, I am just kind of stuck on the ability to be able to see, and there's always a narrative or a story for any artifact or even persona. One of the unique things we have right now is a special section set in place to honor Mr. Eugene Coleman, who was my predecessor with Snap News. We were so elated that during the NAACP conference this year, we had 60 kids, youth, who were college bound, came to San Antonio, and we got them on a tour bus, took them to St. Stephen Baptist Church, had the Buffalo Soldiers come over and present while we fed them what they requested, which was soul food. After that, we whisked them over to the museum, and they saw Mr. Coleman's exhibit, and they just really, they were all caught up. Little did they know he was there. I took him there and did not tell him what we were going to do. And given his recent passing, I feel very grateful that we were able to share those last days with him in a way. But you can come there and see the digitized response from them. We've captured it, and you can play it back and see it, and that's very powerful to hear them say that they don't get this type of learning even in Chicago, where you might expect it.
So let me pivot there for a second, and kind of off topic, but really on topic. When you mention those students, I mean, that's kind of near and dear to me. Either one of you, does the lack of local history not being taught in schools, is that something that you lament about? Is that something that you wish we did more of? What are your thoughts on this history here not being taught to our students locally?
I mean, and yes, so we do lament that, and a lot of the reason as to why San Antonio's African American Community Archive and Museum is here and is so important that we're here in both the digital and the physical aspect is because we are trying to speak more to the African American contribution in history of our people here in San Antonio. We don't think about that, and we don't talk about it in the schools. And when you go to certain, I won't name places, but when you go to certain places, you're reminded only of slavery. And so we know that our history is much more in depth than that. We know that our history, especially with regard to the Sutton family, was truly global. Truly a global impact. And me coming out of Richmond, Virginia, I knew about the Suttons before I even moved to San Antonio.
Really?
I knew about the Sutton family. My father's a graduate from Virginia Union University, where Professor Sutton also graduated. I mean, I knew about them, their legacy, before I knew about Marcus Garvey. And that's saying a lot, because I grew up in a very radical household.
I like that.
Right? But that sort of education is something, yes, it should be told in the schools, but it should also be told, through historical markers. There needs to be, physical places where you can go and get that history. There needs to be an opportunity for you to go online and get that history. You need to be able to tell it at home. And we're not even really able to do that. So, there's many areas, many places that we need to improve on our education. And I think that SAAACAM is, uniquely positioned to be able to, give us the opportunity to tell the stories.
So you have an event coming up here soon. I'll let you talk about that. And in particular, the event you have coming up, talk about the date and all of that. But in particular, this integration you said of the fiddle and the strings and music, and what is that conversation like in the event and all of that?
Well, actually, we have discovered historical data with the Hockley family, I believe it was, who had a family member who was a blues fiddler. Now, fiddling is not an uncommon thing, but to think that somebody, especially an elderly gentleman like that, played the blues on it, made it very significant to us at the time that they were making preparation for the 300-year celebration here in town. I understand that one of the Alamos or heroes played a fiddle. So the city, I believe, was hoping that we could have kind of merged something together, done a parallel. I think it would have been a unique pairing, but as fate would have it, we were not able to do it. But ultimately, the Fiesta Commission came to us knowing about the fiddle, and they invited us to be a part of the Fiesta event. This is unique because it's not something that you see every day in San Antonio.
This is an official Fiesta event coming up?
It will be officially after we've got to do 2 more years.
Gotcha.
They've given us the initial year under their umbrella, and they've been very supportive to that effect. Having said that, we looked around and thought about who we could get, and couldn't find anybody who played the fiddle. I did mention to them, however, we know somebody who plays a stringed instrument, you know, the closest thing being the violin, and that individual happened to be Mr. Michael Ward, who is a native San Antonio graduate of the school that you work at there. It was a great fit, and again, Mr. Coleman and his influence weighed heavily in this because he helped this young man get his start and really get out there. And so consequently, when I talked to Mr. Coleman about it, he said, yeah, I'll call him for you. In less than a week, we had a done deal, and so we're happily and anxiously anticipating a really super blues festival that'll be happening on the 26th.
26th. I see Friday, 26th of April at the Wheatley Heights Sports Complex. Tickets are $10. It's going to be from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. Is Mr. Ward the only performer there? We have more performers?
We have more performers.
The Davidson brothers, who are native San Antonians. They're jazz musicians. It's a family of brothers. And also we'll have Mr. Billy Ray Shepherd. He'll be working with them as well. And there will be a special vocalist who will lend her expertise. So it should be an outstanding evening. It's family oriented. It's kind of like Jazz Alive in the park downtown. You get to bring your own chair, bring a blanket if you like. There are VIP areas that are set up for our sponsors because we do rely heavily on corporate sponsorship. On that note, and maybe as well do the sales pitch. If there are individuals who are interested, certainly we are able to get that information and kind of let them know what we need to do.
How does one get in touch with you to donate or do any of those things? How do we get in touch with you?
You can get in touch with us via via phone or via email. The cell phone number is 210-724-3350.
Say it one more time.
210-724-3350.
Okay.
And you can always call or text that number. The email is admin at SAAACAM.org. Again, ADMIN at SAAACAM.org. So get in touch with us. And again, just going back to the Sutton family, I can't get over the Sutton family. The Wheatley Heights, right? Wheatley Heights Sports Complex was not selected by accident, right? I mean, everything about what we're doing goes right back to the Sutton family. And the significance of them being, your first African-American schools, first African-American principals. I mean, just this family is truly legendary.
Yeah. Well, we certainly want to thank you for what you do, and I'm excited about the event Friday, April 26th, Wheatley Heights Sports Complex. Michael Ward, even though he graduated from Sam Houston High School, he started off at Highlands. Just want to let you know.
He got it right before it was too late.
And it's going to happen on April the 26th. So we're excited about that, the Wheatley Heights Sports Complex. We want to thank our guests for coming out today with SAAACIM and the Blues Festival. I'm your host, Dr. Mateen Diop. This has been Black Friday Live. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Peace.